Fine. So these are the list of annotations, and till now we have covered a very good concept, I guess, I hope. And in these other topics we have like gone through thread count, that is fine, parallel execution of methods, classes, and test, we have seen that concept. Suite concept in the TestNg.xml file we have gone through, like what is test, not at the rate test. I'm just discussing about TestNg.xml file. So what is test? So how we are going to include and exclude methods in the test, what is a class, how we are using class in the TestNg.xml. Fine. So group call, you have seen this, methods call you have seen, parameter you have not seen, right? So parameter, let me remove. Yeah, parameter is another annotation, and parameter is tag. So I'm like annotations, I have kept it separate, and other is parameter tag. So parameter tag is like used in TestNg.xml. Fine. And we have seen the concept of reporting. How to run the failed test, we have seen that. TestNg listener, we have not gone through that topic. Re-execution of failed test case, we have seen a little bit via like failed test case, how we are going to re-execute the failed test case. Invocation count we have gone through. Thread pool size we have gone through. Timeout we have gone through. Priority we have gone through. Always run we have gone through. Enabled, that concept also we have gone through. Depends on methods we have gone through. Depends on groups we have gone through, right? And this topic I have not covered, like failed test cases screenshot. Fine. So I will try to cover this topic, and TestNg.xml file. This topic I have covered. So still like we have lot more to go. So today we will try to cover the concept of data provider. And before going into that, let me know if in last classes anyone was having any issue, any trouble. So I would like to like go for that thing, then after I would like to process. Fine. If anyone has any doubt regarding last classes while in executing in their local system machines, so they can ask me here so that I can proceed further, right? And one like more announcement I have to do. I'm also like taking new batches for Selenium, WebDriver and Core Java, and also started like uploading my videos in YouTube channel. So I will be sharing the link over here in Skype group, but you will be like getting all the videos in the future from YouTube. Fine guys. So that if anyone wants to learn, they can go through that site and see those videos, and you can also share those videos if you like that. So if anyone has any question, they can ask so that I can proceed. If you are not having any question, I will proceed to new topic, right? So let me launch Eclipse. I'm using like Eclipse Neon again because I found some issues in Eclipse Oxygen. So I'm using Eclipse Neon here. This is Groovy program. Let me close it. Let me go to TestNg demo. Go to src. Go to com. You are having this ideas like how we are going to do that. One more thing, like I was exploring, so I came to know and thought you should also know about it. That mhm, you can have multiple at the rate before groups, after groups, before suits, after suits. So you can have multiple annotations, same kind of annotations. There is no restriction. Fine. And if you have multiple, then on the basis of method name alphabetically, it will be called. By default priority is 0. You can note it down. By default priority is 0 and you can use it. Fine. So on the basis of method name, it will be taking like on the basis of alphabetical order. Today we will see the concept of data provider. So let me copy and paste somewhere so that I can start. Right click, copy, and right click, paste. I am using, like, let me use 88. It is creating, taking bit time. I guess it is like taking time. So wait, guys. Not responding, it is coming. No? Again, let me open. There was some issue with Eclipse. Edit text. Today we are going to cover more topic like data provider annotation. Fine. Let me go to TestNg demo. It's taking time, guys. src com. I think it was not created. Let me create again. Right click, copy, right click, paste. So it's coming as 100. So it's created here, you can see. And now I will use this. So this is my new class, new concept, and today I am going to use data provider. So data provider is a concept by which you can pass the data into your test case. It's pretty simple, and data could be like coming from any source. It could be from hard coded, like you will design one method, there you will put some sets of data, you will be passing those data into your test cases, and like you can read the data from Excel sheet as well. You can like read the data from your database and you can pass. So data provider annotation basically being used at the time of data driven framework designing or data driven testing, for where in which situation like same set of data I would repeat, same test case is tested with multiple sets of data. Fine guys. So how we are going to achieve that concept, you can go through that. Let me keep this. I will use at the rate data provider, or let me copy this. Fine. I have copied this and I will change the name of method here. Like any method name you can give, data source, and I will change the name as data provider, and I'm getting error. Just mouse over it. So like it is telling you can change the name as data provider. It should be like that. I have deliberately put it mistake, and so that you wanted, if you are like having some spelling mistake or something like that, so system is also suggesting you. So just mouse over here, and like you have to take this data provider from TestNg, because it's a TestNg annotation. So this is the basic like data provider annotation you got, and after that you need to design your data sets, and the logic would be at last you have to design one connection between this and this. So how you will design connection, that is the last thing, but first you have to design the data sets. So how you are going to design the data sets? So it's very simple, like you can google it, like lot of sites are there who are giving you those line of code, something like that. You can take those line of codes and you can test it, or fine guys. So I'm just taking the help of google.com for the same. I think there is some problem in my system, so that's why it is taking time. Yeah, google.com has been opened. How to use data, or let me go through that example of at the rate data provider in test ng. Just google it. So tools QA is also site, like Selenium Easy is also site. Lot of sites are there. Grow 99 is also there. You can take the help of any one sites. Like I am going for data provider Selenium Easy. If I will find relevant, then I will go for that. See, this is the data provider and this is the method name. So method name, I will like to let you know why it is like return type is object. First I will copy this, then I will explain, right? So why this is happening and how this is going to work. Let me copy this and let me paste it here. So data provider, I have already explained the concept. Let me paste it. Oh, I have to paste it from here, right? And one more concept you can see, like they have made some connections or not. I think so. Connections part we will see in the later, like they have made the connections like that. So I will explain what is this. So this is the name of method. You can see get data is the name of method. So via this method name, what the method name you have given in your data provider annotation, that method is like being binded with test parameter. So you should also copy this. Fine. So this is like establishing the connection. I'm copying this line of code and I am pasting it here. Fine. So this line of code is written to make connection between external data source and your test case. Fine guys. And what is this method about? Let me copy this and paste it here so that I can explain you. First I will explain this part, then I will explain the data provider. So how you are going to design your test method? In test method, so if you are taking two column, so you should have two parameters. If you are having three columns, so you should have three parameters. So number of parameters is the number of columns from the data source. Fine. And how many times it is going to run, it depends upon number of rows, like how many number of rows are present in your data source. So up to that extent it is going to run. So basically the iteration count will depend upon number of rows from the data source, and number of parameter will depend upon the number of columns you are having in your data source. Fine. And simply I am passing data from external source to this method. This is the method name, like set data, and I am printing it for demo purpose. I am just printing here for demo purpose, like what the username I am getting, I am just printing name, and what is the password I am getting, I am just printing here. Fine guys. And in the data provider you will design one method. So this is one method and this is the return type. So return type is object. It means it can have any kind of data. It means you can pass any kind of data, whether it can be a string, it can be integer, it can be float, it can be double. So that is why it is called object. Object, it means you are setting free, like you can pass any kind of data, there is no restriction. Fine. So that is why it is object, and this is like two-dimensional array. This is a symbol of two-dimensional array. Like one would be referring to row and one would be referring to columns. Fine. And this method is you have set public. So public, private, protected, and default you know. Fine. And this is the name of the method. So these are the comments, like you can ignore it. I am just coming to line number 32. In line number 32, what you are doing, you are creating one object. See here, not here. You are creating one object that will contain three rows and two columns. Fine. And this is the standard way of designing the object type reference variable. You should know about that, because earlier it was not required, so we were not going through that, but here it is required. So first let me explain. This is the standard way of creating the object type array. So I am creating one object type array and I am storing it into some reference, and that reference is of type object type two-dimensional array. Simply, and this is matching with this, you can see here. So I hope line number 32 is clear. You will have to concentrate here. And one thing I would like to explain here, say that you want to create one integer type array. So how you are going to create that? So simply int array name like arr is equal to new int and the size of the array in the big bracket, like I am using 5 here. Fine guys. So this is the standard way of one-dimensional array. Earlier I have also tried to explain, but I am trying to recall you. So if you want to create two-dimensional integer type array, simply you have to go through this and now I am changing the name arr1, and I will have to create one two-dimensional array in like this. So it means 5 rows and 2 columns. So this is the standard way of creating integer type array, and this is the standard way of creating object type two-dimensional array. I hope it is clear to you, so that we can proceed further, because it was very important to explain this line number 32, how it is going to happen. So in Java it's being allowed to use like that. Fine guys. And how you are going to refer that? So you have created a reference variable data. So data row number 0, column number 0. Fine. Let me explain here. Say that you are having 3 rows and 2 columns. 3 rows and 2 columns. So first row, first column is 0 0, then this is like 0 row, first column 0 1, this is first second row, so it should 1 and column is 0 1 0, and this is 1 1, and this is like 2 0, like 2 is row number and column is 0 and 2 1. So this is like a standard way you are going to access. Let me explain. 0 0, it is 1 0, it is 1, sorry, it is 2 0. Fine. So first one is row and second one is column. So column name is 0. If you are having like second column, then your column number would be changing. So first time it is row number 0 and column number 1. Second time row number is 1 and column number is 1. Third time row number is 2 and column number is 1. So in this way arrays are going to handle. Fine guys. So let me come back and explain you. If you want to access like row number 0 and column number 0, so you are putting this value on this location. Fine. So simply I am using here like that. If you will come to Excel, I am using here like that, so that you can have some idea. I am just explaining. Again I am using like row number 1, column number 0. So here I am using row number 1 here and column number 1 here. Row number 1, column number 1. This is like row number 2, column number 0. So data is like here. You can see here. So this concept I hope you have got, right? You got this concept. Like it is 0 0, it is 1 0, it is 1 sorry 2 0, it is 0 1, it is 0 sorry 1 1, and it is 2 1. Fine guys. So this is the concept you should have about array, two-dimensional array. Now I have initialized each variable by some value. You can see here 0 0 0 1 1 0 1 1 2 0 2 1. And at last what I am doing, I am just returning. I am using return statement. So that is why if you are using return statement, so your method should have some kind of return values. So it is matching. You can see here you have created one reference variable like that. So if you are passing this one, it should match with this. So these are the basic rules you should know. And what you are doing, you are not creating any loop. You are not creating any loop here. You are just establishing the connection from where data is coming, like how many rows and how many columns it is coming. It will automatically work. See, username, password. First time it will like take this username, password. Second time it will take this username, password, and third time it is going to take this username and password. So in this fashion it is going to run. So you can, if you will run this line of code, you will get the output and see the output. Here it is console and you will see the output over here. So coming back to the console part, you can see here you have provided username, password, something like that. What the comment you have given, like let me reduce it so that again let me run this. Now you can see username. This is the external data source from where we are passing the value. And how many times it has run? It has run 3 times. Past, past, past. You can see here past, past, past. So this is the standard way of using data provider. And what else you can do? You can increase the data, like let me increase it. Say that you want to add one more row and one more like value in that row. So how you are going to do that? You need to update, like it is the fourth row, right? So now row should be changing. It should be 3, column is fixed, and if I am giving my username, say that Rajkumar 888, and password is like let me give 1 2 3 4 5 6. Fine. And here I have to update the value because earlier it was set to row number 3, but I am using like now 4 rows. So I am using 4 rows and 2 columns. Now if I will run this, see the output, how many times it has run? It has run 4 times, and each time what the value I am passing, it is also displaying like what the value you are passing from external data source. One more thing you can do, like here you have used data provider and get data. So there is one different way in which you can bind it. So I am coming to that point. What you have to do, you have to simply copy this, paste it, change it at name, and you can like change this if you wish as per your like any string. Say that I am using test ing, so this is my custom test. I can use it custom text. So this is another way of establishing the connection between test and data provider. So via this common string, so see here, via this common string, it will assume that this and this are getting connected. So how many times you have designed, it will run. See, there is no difference in the output. Fine. You can also use in this way. If you are using data provider and custom string, so you should use that custom string as per user design string here too, and via this like a keyword you can bind it, test case via data source. So this is the concept of binding, and this is mandatory. Fine. If you will not use like this, so if you will not use it, so it will assume that from where data should come. So that time it is like going to throw you some kind of error. I have also like explained this because might be you are while designing your test case you miss something. Say that you are using like capital here. So again you are getting here. It is saying like change to name small case. Say that you are using P in a small case here. So again you are going to get the error change to data provider. So you should know about these things. Fine guys. So this is one way, but suppose that you want to pass the data from Excel sheet. Maybe you are thinking, oh, this is like one way we are passing the data from user defined say that array, so that is okay, that is fine, but there is one another way like via which you can integrate your Excel with your TestNg test case as a data source, and there you can read and write the data as well. So via using Excel you can read and write the data as well. But you should know about this concept first, then we will try to explore that concept as well. So if anyone has any confusion regarding that, we can like have a discussion on that. But main use, what is the main use? So I will try to explain that scenario first. Fine. How we are going to use it in the real world for our testing purpose. So first let me go through that topic. Let me close it and copy this and paste it. Copy this, right click, paste it. So this time it is coming as 101. Oh, something did some mistakes, so that's why it is coming like that. See, I am taking file number 101 for next demo, right? How you are going to use this in real world scenario? Fine guys. Say that I want to test a website with different username and password. Let me take one example of Facebook. So browser launched, and let me go to facebook.com. So Facebook has been launched. Say that this is the username and this is the password. I want to use like a different username and different password. So how I am going to use that? So first I'll try to like input username, password, and I'll try to click on this site. So how I'm going to do that, right? So my first line of code would be launching the browser. Fine. Let me paste it somewhere and I will mark it as a string. St arrange a string as URL equal to this, and I will use it this way. Fine guys. Fine. And no, I am using it at the wrong place. Let me cut it. I should use in the block, right? So first line of code, I got the URL, and after that I have to create one WebDriver instance, like WebDriver equal to new Firefox driver, bracket open, close. Fine. So I'm getting error. Let me mouse over, correct the error. So it is not coming due to some mistake. I think might have done some mistake. Firefox driver, it is fine. It should come now. I guess Selenium jar files has not been added, so that is one reason it could be. Let me check it. Right click, properties, Java build path. I think it is added. Selenium jar files. Yeah, it's added. It should come. It is not coming. Let me do one thing. Again retry. Although it's been added, but it is not coming. Might be due to some error. Sometimes it happens due to some error. It is not coming over here, but it should come. Web driver is equal to new Firefox driver. Or let me take a fresh example so that I can try. Yeah, what I will do, I will copy this and I will try there where I have used TestNg. So here also I have used TestNg, and in any package I can go and paste it. So you can see it's coming over here, and let me, now it is coming, you can see here, now it is coming. So my dat line of code has been added. In your case you will have to use like system.set property, but I have like already set up so that I don't need to use, but you, in your case system, you will have to use this system.set property. I am using here Firefox web driver dot gecko dot driver and path I will get it from my local system. I'm going to driver, I'm going to browser driver. This is the path of the gecko drivers. Right click and hold down shift key before right click and copy as path. Come to your script part and paste it, double slash, double slash, double slash. So this is the launching of the browser has been complete, and after that I will use driver.get and I will pass this URL. So like this will be completed, and what I will do, I will not use this, so I will comment it. I have already commented, you can see. After launching the browser, I need to input the username and password in that box. Fine. So right click, inspect in FirePath, go to CSS, right click again, inspect in FirePath, you got the CSS. Fine. Come here, use driver.findElement by.css selector and just paste what you copied. Paste it, close it. So you have like got, and in that send keys, what you need to pass this username, right? I hope it is clear to you. The username, first time what is it is coming, you will be passing your username, and again second time you will be capturing, right click here, inspect in Firefox. So here it is already CSS, just copy this, come here, paste it somewhere and just copy this and modify the ID. This is called ID. If it is hash symbol, so ID I am taking for that web element. You can Google it. So ID is password. So for ID it is taking hash in CSS selector. Fine. I hope it is clear to you. And now this time I need to say password. I will pass password. And after passing the password, I need to click this logon button, right? inspect. I got the ID. Earlier I was using send keys. Now this time I will use click. Modify this. I'm using CSS selector. So for like this is for button, login button. You are getting the ID. So every automation is depending on where and what. So where is on which element you want to perform some action and what action you want to perform. So you want to click, right? You want to click here. So I would remind you, like automation is basically depends on where and what. So this is the where condition and this is the what condition. So where you want to perform what? Fine. So you are like first entering username, password and like clicking on login button. Say that you are using some wrong input and you are clicking. So that time it will not allow you to log in. So you will get some kind of error message, right? If your user ID and password is correct, so it will like pass your test case. If your user ID and password is incorrect, it will not allow you to log in, and on the basis of that you can put some kind of assertion. So assertions I have not like note it down. Let me note it down because ASS assertions. I will have to go through this topic. I will let you know about this topic. But first, like, fine. So this is my basic test case design has been complete. You can see. So what this will do? This will first launch the browser. This will open the URL, and after launching the browser, opening the URL, it will try to log in with the username and password you are passing from external data source, and if it will like log, your home page would be landing, and if it is not logged, then some error message would be coming in your UI part. So on the basis of that error message, you can validate like your test case has been passed or failed. Fine. So like this part, I don't need to change anything because this is like design part. This is called data source from where you want to pass your data. So always remember like control shift F. So first do the control F, then do control shift F. So it will format your entire script. Fine. So my design part has been complete. One more thing I need to do after some time like thread.select, I want to say that after 3 seconds, right? I have put here, I'm getting one error message like throws declaration. So it is entering interrupted exception. Fine, you can, this is called check exceptions in Java. If it is detected during compile time, so it is called checked exception, and in interview they will be asking you about few examples of checked exception. So you can take the name of interrupted exception, file exception, file input output exception. Some exceptions are there, you should know about that. So after that I want to quit or like close the browser. So driver dot close. Fine guys, and now let me run this and see whether the program is working properly or not. So this is going to run 4 times because in your data source you have 4 rows, right? In the next class we will be seeing how to integrate Excel with your test case for data input and output as well. You can see some error getting. After some seconds the browser will be closed. First look again, it will launch the browser. Again it will open the Facebook page. Fine guys, second test case complete. It means test case is the same and you are using it for second iteration. Now third iteration is started. So good thing about data provider, you don't need to create any loop. You just need to establish the connection. Fine guys. So by establishing the connection, it will automatically iterate for the number of times the number of rows are present. So you can see the output. As of now it is coming as green. So here I would like to give you a little bit concept of assertion. Fine guys. So what is assertion? Say that you have input some wrong user ID and password. I am using wrong user ID and password. So after that I am getting like some text. Fine. Like please confirm password. So if my this text is coming, it means my test case is failed. And if say that I am like giving correct user ID and password, so what is happening? See that. Say that I am using my correct user ID and password. And I am clicking on login. So at the after like entering the correct user and ID and password, my title of the page is coming as Facebook. You can see here. What it is coming here? Facebook. Just see here. It is coming at Facebook. So on the basis of any text, like you can check for which user you are going to check. On the basis of that, like whether Rajiv Kumar Singh is present or not, or like Facebook, if the title is coming as Facebook or not. So on the basis of those criteria, you can test whether your assertion has been passed or failed. Fine. So let me first inspect and title. I have to find it. Find T. Find is not coming. So as usual, I am like getting here. It has like Facebook. So on the basis of that, I will be using assertions. Fine. So after that, your test case would be pass or fail. Fine. Say that. Let me comment it because I don't need this. There is one assert, A-S-S-E-R-T. Assert is a class. If you will put dot, so you will get static methods of the assert class over here. Dot. Assert equals is the condition. Like lot of methods are there. This is the overridden method, overloaded method. You can say overloaded method. So which thing you want to assert? Say that I am asserting character or string, right? I am asserting string. So I am using here the string. Fine. I am using expected as let me store it somewhere. String string e as expected equal to fish book. Fine guys. And actual I will get string actual is this is title, right? So I will use title actual title, and this I will get via driver dot get title. So via driver dot get title I will get the actual title, and expected is like Facebook. So I will use I'm using here variable, so I will have to remove this double quotes. Dot contains, or let me first try to match via this, and after that I will try to use via content. Actual title, expected title, you can put in any order, no problem. It will basically match this. If it will not match, it will fail your test case. Assert is not coming. The assert is deprecated. Okay, no problem. Some wording are coming, but it will allow you to run. So I am running this. Earlier you have seen like it was in green color, but now you will see in which color your test case is going to run. So none of the test case will be passing because of assert. Earlier it was not allowing you to log in, but your whole test case was running. But now I have put some kind of assert condition over there. So due to that condition, it will be failing your test case. You can see one test case has been failed. Again it is going to run second time. So it's running in the background because I have clicked it. Yeah, it has opened. Second browser you can see. Earlier it was like this. I have logged in. This is automated. This is also automated. Second time, let me minimize it. I have to see this. Let me minimize this because I don't need that. I just concerned about the outputs and this result. So again case number 2 has been failed. So it is coming in red color, you can see here. So 2 test case has been failed due to this assert condition. So assert basically does if it asserts, and on the basis of asserts, if something is not matching with expected, so it is making your test case. It means this as a pass or fail. Fine. And after assert, what the code you have written, that is not going to run. That is another thing about assert. That after assert, if assert condition fails, so after that your code is not going to run. Fine guys. So this is 3 times. Maybe you have written some 2 or 3 line of code more. Fine. And your assert condition has failed. So whatever the code you have written, that is not going to run, and after like failing this, the control of the program will directly come here and it will skip all the other line of codes. Fine. So this is one thing about assert, and like lot of methods are there for the assert. I will try to cover like lot of things in the coming sessions as well. You can see how many times it has run. It has run up to 3 times, I guess. 1, 2, 3. One more time I am expecting. It will be running one more time. Because I have put 4 rows here, right? Oh, third number is running. So execution is in the process. You can see third number test case has been filled. Now your fourth test case will be starting for execution. So 1 number, 2 number, 3 number has run, and your fourth number is going to execute. 1, 2, 3, fourth started. So I guess browser should be coming. Just have a look. Fourth browser should come. So it's taking a bit time guys, no problem. Let me like 1, 2, 3. So it's taking time for the execution. If a red button is coming, it means your program is running. So this is the red button you will see here. It's running. It's running, it's still running. Let me terminate because it's taking too much time. It's for just for demo purpose. I was like going to give. So I have stopped it manually. And you will see the result, like how many test cases run. Only 3 test cases run, and all were failed due to this line of code. So this is one thing about assert. So assert is a class, and there are static methods of the assert via which you can achieve this concept. Fine. So test case passing fail concept, it's basically depend upon your assert condition. If your assert condition is not matching, it will fail your test case. So you have to use it if you have to set your test case as pass or fail. So I hope that's all for today guys. We will be having more sessions in the TestNg tomorrow, because TestNg is a very like good thing and a good design pattern. Fine. So that's all for today guys. Thank you for joining today's session. If anyone has any question, they can ask.